For our project, we explored the mental illnesses present in American Sniper. American Sniper, based on the true story of Chris Kyle, follows the life of a Navy SEAL. Set right after the attack of 9/11, this movie revolves around the soldier's time in Afghanistan and his struggle to be a good husband and a good father.
American Sniper takes place right after 9/11. During the movie, the scenes rotate between being in America and Afghanistan. The film's culture is very military-oriented. Chris Kyle grew up in a very Southern family that practiced Southern principles. This culture allowed Chris Kyle to develop a sense of responsibility towards his comrades and his country in the future. The film evolves around Chris's struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. PTSD is a mental health disorder that occurs when an individual experiences one or more traumatic events. Symptoms of PTSD include anxiety, flashbacks, mood changes, and sudden outbursts of anger, to name a few. In the film, Chris Kyle actually goes to a therapist to sort out his problems. The therapist is very apologetic to PTSD and understands the severity of the disorder. He is able to pinpoint what Chris was suffering from and offer him several solutions to help him cope with the disorder. PTSD is actually recognized in most countries as a serious disorder that should be treated. I believe this to be true because the awareness for PTSD is extremely popular, with many organizations and influential people doing fundraisers and events for it. There are a lot of stigmas that accompany PTSD that resulted from an individual being in the Army. A few stigmas are that PTSD makes an individual violent, PTSD makes the individual crazy, and that the individual is responsible for having PTSD. Symptoms that Chris Kyle exhibits in the film is first, his tendency to have sudden outbursts of anger. We can see this in action when Chris almost whipped a dog with his belt because he saw the dog being overly aggressive while playing with a little kid. The second symptom that Chris exhibited was always being on guard for danger. In the movie, there were multiple times that Chris became overly defensive when he would see a car behind him, pull up to him on his side to pass him.
However, one symptom of PTSD that Chris Kyle did not experience as strongly is avoidance. Oftentimes, victims of PTSD will avoid activities and people that remind them of the event. But Chris Kyle re-enlisted for multiple tours in Afghanistan even after his symptoms began. The best way to live with and remedy PTSD is to surround yourself with a loving support group. Talking to people who've gone through the same struggles would be very beneficial for rehabilitation. After Chris Kyle's own rehabilitation, he works to help others who suffer from PTSD through support groups and friendship. In our society, there are few to no ethical concerns or barriers to receiving help for PTSD. In fact, there are many support groups and VA programs for veterans who do feel lost and alone. Through watching this film and diving into this mental disorder, we learned how serious PTSD is and its effect on families all around the country. We have a much greater respect for veterans and the enormous sacrifice that they give for our country. Not only do these soldiers experience awful events firsthand, they relive it when they come back to their home. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for watching.